Hey everyone, in the last video I started a Photoshop painting that was based on a drawing that I had done in pen and ink, and in this video I am going to continue that painting. So just to go back over it here, I've got these layers, and I started out with a drawing. And here you can see the top layer is the steam, and I put the steam coming out of the coffee cup on top of everything else. The next layer is blank, blank, and I've got the crocodile here, then I've got the map, so they're looking at a map. Then there's the dog, Sparky, drag this out a little bit. There's the table. There's the calendar on the wall behind them. That is the light coming out of the light. The window is blank. The chairs are blank. And that's the cabinet over on the left. And there's the wall. Maybe what I'll do right now is I'll work on this window over here. So I'm going to go to this layer here that says window. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make my layers a little bigger so that I can I go down to palette options, and I can go down here and make the thumbnail size larger. And sometimes that's useful if you have a lot of layers and you get confused. So I'm going to do Command spacebar to get my thing like that, and then my magnifying glass. I'm going to zoom in like that, and I'm going to start painting that window. So it's nighttime outside, and what is that up there? Okay, so what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to get some dark colors, maybe a dark green. This. And I'm going to turn the opacity all the way up. I'm going to turn the flow down a bit, and I'm just going to start painting out there. Sorry, my fan's gone on. It's pretty noisy. I'm going to turn the brightness down. Thank God the refrigerator turned off. I think it's so noisy. So, okay, there's the grass, and there's a tree there. I'll make that green too. I actually question these lines here. I think that it needs to be, I don't know, I don't like the way it looks. So I'm going to get my eraser tool. I'm going to erase these lines because they just don't look right to me. I'm not so much of a perfectionist myself, but it has to at least look right. Now, it's really easy here. I'm on the layer of the drawing, and I can get the tool that's called the, what is it called? Clone stamp tool. And I make my brush like this. So if I want to extend this exactly up to the top, it's extreme. Well, there are a few different ways you can do it, but the clone stamp tool is really easy. So you press the Option key, and it takes a sample, and then you just go like that, and you can just extend it right up. Super easy. Now the window looks like it should look, I think. So I'm going to go back down to my window layer, and I'm going to get a black color, and I'm going to go back to my brush, and I'm just going to paint that black. Yeah. And I'm not going to be too fussy about it. There's a little light post there. You know, this is outside. It's not so clear anyway, so I'm going to paint the house. It's a dark gray, maybe not that dark. I'll go back over it later and make the roof a darker color. I'm just really roughing it in, kind of. I think I'm going to get a yellow and make a little street light up there. And I'm going to turn the opacity down. This is very important. Turn the opacity down to about 30, and I'll make it look like there's a street light. Oops. Holding down the Shift key will. It's very important that the brightest point is there. I'm going to get a very dark gray. Turn the opacity up. And I'll get a dark color for this window. And then I'm going to get a really dark green, very dark green for this bush that's in the foreground. I'm going to turn the opacity all the way up. And I'm going to paint this bush. Like this. Notice I can go right behind the dog. I don't have to worry about him. And you know, if I go outside of the lines a little bit, who cares? It doesn't matter. Give a little definition to these bushes back here. And maybe I'll put a, no, that's too bright. I'm going to turn the opacity down, and I'll put some suggestion of something happening in the background, and maybe even another light maybe back there. And so really that doesn't look the way I want it to look. So what I can do is I can get my black, turn the opacity way down to about 7, and just go in and kind of dim that down a little bit because it's just too bright. You know, I mean, I want there to be some detail in the window, but at the same time I don't want it to, you know, it is in the background, it's supposed to be out of the way. So now I want to color these, the details around the window. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to make another layer right above the window layer. And I'll title it Windows Sill Blinds. And I'm going to turn my opacity all the way up. And I'll pick a color, like something that's gonna be like a pink or a red or something. The reason why I would pick a color like this is that the colors in the outside are very, you know, green. So I want to pick a color that's going to contrast against that. If I picked a blue or something, I don't know. This is going to be a color that's going to, you know, stand out against that. And then I'm going to get this color for the window, I think.